The Leafs' off-season of change continues as Ryan Reaves has been traded to the San Jose Sharks in return for Henry Thrun. This isn't a surprising move by any means. The 38-year-old played just 35 regular season games for the Leafs in the 2024-25 season. The season before that, he played 49, so it was clear that this number was only set to continue to decrease. Of course, Ryan Reaves' role on the team has never been to put up points and score goals. Even if you go back to his prime days, this was never the case. With a career high of 20 points back in the 2018-19 season with the Vegas Golden Knights, the right winger is definitely known more for his fights and his physical plays rather than playmaking or putting the puck in the back of the net. Reaves is a fighter, a good old-fashioned enforcer, someone who isn't afraid to stand up for his teammates and who intimidates the opposition. He has played 912 NHL games in his career, totaling 137 points over this expansive stretch of games. It seems that he hopes to reach the 1,000 game mark, but honestly, this was never going to happen in Toronto. Not only was his age and his slowing pace a contributing factor to his increasingly sparse time actually making it onto the team, there's another reason that this trade was inevitable. The Leafs' recent signing of Michael Pezzetta indicated that Reaves' already precarious spot on the roster was likely completely over now. Pezzetta is a very similar player to Reaves. He's very hard-hitting and physical, always willing to fight. It was obvious that this was the entire purpose of this signing, to add someone in who was younger but could do the same job as Reaves. Basically, I think Pezzetta took Reaves' job. He's younger, he has scope for development, and he can do all of the things that Reaves was on the team for in the first place. Now, don't get me wrong, Ryan Reaves is an absolute icon. If you're like me and you enjoy watching what enforcers can bring to the game still, then I'm sure you will also have enjoyed the odd moment where Reaves gets involved in a fight and it's super fun to watch. However, it was certainly time for him to move on and for the Leafs to move on from him. I think this was completely the right decision. And of course, I wish him all the best in San Jose and hopefully he can reach that 1,000 game mark. So in return for Reaves, the Leafs had now added 24-year-old defenceman Henry Thrun to their lineup. Last season, he played 60 games with the San Jose Sharks and he registered 2 goals and 10 assists, totaling 12 points, while simultaneously racking up 30 minutes worth of penalties. He was sitting in that box for 30 minutes of last season. He's young, of course, he averages really high ice time, and fun little bit of trivia, he actually scored his first NHL goal against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Very, very Leafy. If I'm honest, I think the Leafs did a great job here, even getting any sort of asset back in return for Reaves. He's not exactly a productive player anymore who carries much value, and yet somehow they've sent both Reaves and his $1.35 million cap hit of a salary to San Jose in return for Thrun, who only carries a $1 million cap hit. It's a very low risk contract in the grand scheme of things. Even if for some reason Thrun doesn't add anything to the lineup, it's so inexpensive that it doesn't really matter. Although I have a sneaking suspicion that Henry Thrun might just be the defensive depth add that the Leafs were looking for this offseason. He's a player who's only just entering his prime years and he definitely has potential. He seems like a really hard worker. He's physical, he's able to be on the ice for a lot of the game. And of course, you do need someone on the team who's willing to fight because you no longer have Ryan Reaves for that purpose. This trade is also great news for the Leafs salary cap situation because they're actually financially better off now than they were when they had Reaves' contract looming over them. A total saving of $350,000 against the cap hit. It's a small amount of money in the terms of NHL player contracts, but it is still a saving nonetheless, and it's for a player who is far more likely to be on the roster than Ryan Reaves was. Plus, the Leafs have now avoided a $200,000 buried penalty if Reaves had been demoted down to the AHL. So the Leafs now have $5.33 million left in cap space, so they have room to work with. They can still make some changes, which is really nice because the Leafs never have cap space. I know that in the overall bigger picture and in the grand scheme of things, this is a very minor trade. I mean, the Leafs literally just completed a sign and trade to send Mitch Marner to Vegas, so in comparison, it's definitely a more minor change. But it still feels like a good positive change overall, even if it is on a smaller scale. For a team who in the past have just completely overpaid, they've cleared out the cupboards of all of their assets and their picks, and generally they felt like a team who is often the loser when it comes to trades and deals. It's very refreshing to see them making trades like this where they actually feel like the overall winner. I really do think this is a solid deal for the Leafs. They've moved on a player who was honestly never seeing a roster spot anyway, in exchange for a player who does have room for development. He's young, he's in his prime years, and he has the potential to actually add some defensive depth to the team, all the while ending up financially better off than they were with Reaves on the team. So those are all my thoughts on the Leafs and San Jose trade of Ryan Reaves in exchange for Henry Thrun. Leave me a comment down below, what do you think of this trade, and what do you think of the Leafs off-season changes so far? In case you missed it, I'll pop up last week's video above my head somewhere. It was about all of the other off-season changes that the Leafs have made, including big blockbuster trades such as Mitch Marner, along with all the other changes to the team that they've made so far. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I just hit 4,000 subscribers, which to me is huge and I'm so grateful, thank you. And also like this video if you did enjoy it. There's lots more off-season hockey content coming, including I'm going to do a series based on UK hockey because I know that a lot of people enjoy watching those sort of videos, so I'm going to have a series coming out of that, as well as a bunch of other NHL and Toronto Maple Leaf stuff, of course. So thank you so much for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.